I'm a realtor, Scott Garrison, one of the top agents in Orlando and Central Florida. And we're here with my building inspector, Mike Heyman, with, say hi.
Liberty Property Inspections.
Perfect. And he is one of my preferred building inspectors. I do use several of them, but I've been using Mike. And it occurred to me, we were talking, that I've probably been out on 100 building inspections with Mike, which means that Mike has seen me standing there with probably 100 clients. Now, if you go on Zillow, you can read my reviews. You go on Yelp, Google+, Realtor.com, Homes.com, all the reviews are posted, and there's actually even video reviews here on YouTube. But one of the things that occurred to me is you don't ever really get a chance to see like a real person who's seen me, who we've actually never done business together, as far as he's never bought a house through me, but you see me with my clients.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a loaded question, but what have you noticed about how I interact with my clients, how my clients are satisfied with my service, what makes me different, a reason to use me from your end when we're just standing out there on the building inspection?
And you know, when we were talking, I was thinking, what do I like best about Scott? And here's what I like best about working with Scott Garrison. He's very straightforward with the clients and with us. He makes sure that everyone is included in the loop of what's going on, so that there's no question of how are we getting in. Do we have the address for the client? Do we have the phone number for the client? Is the name spelled correctly? Small things that most people take for granted. I've seen consistently where you've got your I's dotted and your T's crossed, and if something hasn't come back that requires a response back in a timely manner, you're asking questions as to why. Mm-hmm. And I like that because I get very busy. I've got 4 inspectors counting myself and my admin in the office. So I have a lot that goes on, and sometimes I need that extra reminder, and Scott's great about that. Also, Scott's great about if the client can't be there, he takes great care in walking around with me or one of my inspectors, whoever's there, and going over what we found first, and then we will do, just like you're watching now, a YouTube-type video where we're explaining it to the client, and Scott's asking the questions that the client who can't be there has already discussed with him, and he knows you. He knows you as a client, what you're looking for, what questions would you be most concerned with, and he takes that and puts it into a personal package to where
it's like you were there at the inspection. Yes. We walked through. I asked questions. I remember how nervous you were the first couple of times. You're like, "You're gonna what?" But we follow them around. We do the walkthrough because I have a lot of buyers out of state. I've helped people buy homes who've never actually seen the home. They're from Canada or something. And so we go, I take a video of the home, sometimes a 20, 30-minute video of us walking through, me asking question after question. I post it to YouTube, just in a private video, and that way the client watches it, and he says it's just like he's being there. Yeah. And if you do look to my reviews on Zillow, you'll see several investors and out-of-town buyers who say, I didn't even need to be at the inspection. It was just like I was there, only it took me less time.
And I think we did a couple of FaceTime live ones, too, where the client was actually there. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing I like is the professionalism that you bring. I have always seen you in a nice, not too dressed up, so you're not too unapproachable, but approachable, professional realtor shirt. You've got your name tag, identifies who you are and what you're doing. I have a lot of realtors sometimes that'll show up, and I've had a couple show up in flip-flops and things like that, and the clients have actually mentioned it. Everybody's different how they do things, but what I do like is your professionalism, attention to detail, and the fact that you make sure that we are on the same page as you and your client, and it makes our job so much smoother. And my job is to help you, the client, have a smooth transition going through the home inspection portion, which then translates to a smooth ride for you, hopefully, and keeps everything going.
When we're on building inspections, it's not the reason why we hire you. Unfortunately, sometimes we find like some big repairs. We'll find someone will be like, "Oh, a couple $1,000 here." It's a whole list of things that can happen, and that can be very stressful for someone who just bought a house, just paid you money to basically tell them what's wrong. Is there anything that you've seen how I interact with clients, or how we are with the clients when they see those big things that they feel they can be like really stressful? All of a sudden, it's got polybutylene piping or thousands of dollars of termite damage in the attic or something.
Yeah, and a lot of that comes back to your experience in being in your industry and doing what you do for as long as you have. Polybutylene piping, for example, is a pipe that insurance companies are not particularly happy with. They don't use it anymore. And over time, people repipe, and things move on. But you're really good at grabbing the client, especially if they are taken back by something like that, because they've heard
They've
it from
never
a
dealt
friend
with
who's
it.
heard it from
Yeah.
a friend about how bad things are, and you are able to take them and redirect them into, okay, that makes sense. Bite-sized chunks.
The advantage of that is that I have rental property, so I've had all these things happen not only to my house but to rental property, and I've flipped houses too, where you get a house that's in horrible shape, go to fix it up. So most of the things that you mentioned, while I haven't actually done it myself, I've dealt with. I know it's not a big deal. I usually know someone that you can call to fix it, and it seems to make a big difference in the client's satisfaction with you
Yeah.
and for me and their peace of mind. They're like, we have termites, $2,000. We'll get the
Correct.
seller to pay it, and then we'll just move in. And then they're all kind of happy about it.
Right. So I do the triaging, and you get to do the heavy lift.
Usually it's the other way around when you're up in the attic and
Yeah.
it's 150 degrees.
Yeah, that summer's coming.
All right, great. Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. Bye.